If you want to know how to join parts in Tinkercad, there are really two different things you might be trying to do. You might want to merge solid shapes into one single object, or you might want to create parts that connect and move, like a hinge or a swivel joint. In this video, I'll show you both methods in a simple, beginner-friendly way, so by the end, you'll know exactly how to join parts in Tinkercad the right way for your project. And if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy Tinkercad tutorials just like this one. Now, let's get into it. First, let's talk about the most common method, which is grouping shapes together. This is the easiest way to join parts in Tinkercad when you want them to become one solid object. For example, if you have a box and a cylinder and you want them to act like one piece, grouping is what you want to use. To do this, start by selecting your parts. You can hold Shift and click on each shape one by one, or you can click and drag a selection box around all the parts you want to join. Once everything you want is selected, look up at the top right toolbar and click the group icon. You can also use the shortcut Ctrl+G on your keyboard if you want a faster method. As soon as you group the shapes, Tinkercad merges them into a single object. This is perfect for basic modeling, especially when you're designing something that needs to be printed as one solid piece. But there's one important thing to know. When you group shapes, Tinkercad usually combines them into one color. So if you want to keep the original colors of the parts after joining them, you need to use the Multicolor option. To do that, click the solid color circle, then check the Multicolor box. This is especially useful if you're making a visual model and want to keep different parts easy to identify. Now, if your goal is not to fuse shapes into one solid block, but instead to create something that can move, then you need a different approach. This is where mechanical joints come in. These are used for things like hinges, swivels, and other moving connections. In Tinkercad, you can do this in a couple of ways. One easy method is to use pre-made connectors. To find them, click the Shapes panel dropdown and choose Connectors. From there, you can drag and drop parts like ball joints or sockets right onto your design. These connector shapes help you build motion into your model without having to design every detail from scratch. If you want more control, you can create a manual joint, often called a pivot. This is a great method if you want parts to fit together with a bit of clearance. Start by placing a cylinder on one part. This will act like the pin. Then create a slightly larger hole shape on the other part, which will act like the socket. The goal is to make them fit together without being too tight. A really important pro tip here is to leave a small gap, usually about 0.3 millimeters to 0.5 millimeters. That tiny space matters because if the parts are too close, a 3D printer can accidentally fuse them together during printing. Leaving clearance makes sure the pieces can still move after they're printed. So to quickly recap, if you want to join parts in Tinkercad as one solid object, use grouping. If you want parts to move, use connectors or build a pivot with proper clearance. Both methods are useful, and the right one depends on what you're making. Once you understand the difference, Tinkercad becomes much easier to work with, especially for 3D printing projects and mechanical designs. If this video helped you learn how to join parts in Tinkercad, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials that make 3D design simple. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.